I'm going to demonstrate a setup for farming 20-star Carnage Asagis using Metallia and Pram without needing any extracts on them already and without needing evilities that are random Carawell drops. Though the setup will use a few evilities that have been spread around via Carawell. Now before I go through the setup, I'm going to demonstrate that this is on 20-star enemy strength, and then quickly show the setup in action. And that's what we just got. Okay, so right off the bat you may have noticed that some of the units were giant. I have Pram, Metallia and Christo in the Giant Killer Squad. And the reason for, well, there are two reasons for this. In the case of Pram and Christo, it's for the stat boost, and Pram and Metallia also benefit from being able to use Final Boss Glare, which is a 50% attack modifier boost when giant, for only 2 slots. For 2 slots, that is a lot. Before I explain anything else, I should immediately point out both of them have freezer weapons equipped, which turn their non-elemental skills into water element, and they also both have professionals at level 100, which means that the usual 50% damage boost that you get from doing criticals becomes a 150% boost. Anyway, the entire point of the setup is that Metallia uses her overload to capture the 99 capturable Asagis, and the uncapturable boss gets 1-hit KO'd at the end of the turn by Pram's Punishing Prophecy. Both of those are non-elemental, but get turned elemental by the Freezer Innocent, which means that they both work with Elemental Force, which, when you're using an elemental attack, gives an attack modifier boost equal to your resistance to that element. So Metallia has 75% resistance against all elements, so her elemental attacks have a 75% attack modifier boost. And then Pram, well, she has a 99% resistance to water, so Freezer turning her Punishing Prophecy water element means that's getting a 99% attack modifier boost. And then Metallia has Bullying, which is 30% more damage against lower level units, or also works against units that are the exact same level. So at level 9999, that's 30% more damage against anything. Pram has Acceleration Shot, which increases the damage dealt to targets the further away they are. The boss Asagi is so far away that this hits a cap of plus 200%. Both of them have Purgatory, which is 50% more critical damage, and Critical Point, which is 30% more critical damage if the enemy isn't adjacent to you. Critical Point you get from Peta. It's a common ability for her that she can turn into a scroll in via Carawell. Metallia has Shaking Excitement, which is 3% more stats per enemy on the map. These stat boosts cap at 100%. With 100 enemies on the map, this is easily plus 100% stats. Because she captures 99 of them, by the time Pram does her job, there's only 1 enemy left, so she can't benefit from it. So instead she has Desperation, which is 50% attack modifier boost at the cost of because they're going to take a load more damage, except, well, she's not going to get attacked, so it won't matter. Both of them have To the Death, which is 100% more attack when in revenge mode, and both of them are set into revenge mode. However, again, it's minus 100% defense, but they don't get attacked anyway, so it won't matter. Metallia has Mental Pain that halves the SP of any prisoners she captures, which makes them easier to interrogate. Pram has Cold Blessing, which is 10% more water element damage. Both of them again have Final Boss Glare. You get this from Desgaea, again, bite on her, run Carol World, turn into a Squall. And Unconditional Love, 30% more attack, but you don't gain any money, and this is from Artina. None of these are random character world abilities, but you do need to buy them on unique units and then turn them into scrolls via Carol World. Thankfully, you can do all of that on the lowest difficulty. You don't need to do anything hard. And Christo. So, Christo gives 100% accuracy to adjacent allies, which is nice because when you're trying to capture 99 units, even 99% accuracy, it's not unreasonable you might miss one. Superlative ally, essentially the way this works is 20% of his int is added to the attacking stats of adjacent allies, so the higher his stats are, the more that helps. Angel Song is a 25% attack modifier boost to adjacent allies, and Curse Dance is 3% more damage dealt by all allies on the map. Heavy Stuns and Violence are 30% and 50% more stats respectively. These are purely for the extra stats. The Professor has Medical Insertion, which doubles the effects of stat buffs, so a 50% stat buff becomes a 100% stat buff, which is the cap for buffs. Again, Angel Song and Curse Dance, and Tension Booster causes support skills to give 10% more, a 10% range gauge boost to the targets. And she has Magic Boost strong enough that it's a 50% boost, so it becomes 100% with her ability. And then you've got two Mothmen, and their job is to die. They have Forced Counter, which forces the target to counter them, Self-Sacrifice, which means that when they die, as well as giving Revenge Gauge to allies anyway for dying, they give another 20% on top of that, and Secret Recon gives them 5 more movement, but sets their maximum HP to 1. 1 maximum HP with Forced Counter, they are pretty much guaranteed to die. So, Mothmen die, Professor buffs the int on everyone, because Christo ends up with more int, he gives slightly more boost to the adjacent allies, which makes Metallia and Pram stronger anyway because they're using magical weapons, using a magic monster weapon and a staff respectively, and also because of Tension Booster it gives a slight range boost, which means that they end up in revenge mode, means automatic criticals, and they can benefit from To the Death. And then also in the Interrogation Squad we have Salvatore leading it, and then Desgaea and Priya are just there because they have high stats. Interrogation Squad uses the combined stats of the units in it, so you just want high stats. And this is where they've got Heavy Stance to have slightly higher stats. And then the important bit, T-Interrogator, so when she's leading the Interrogation Squad, extracts I make have 20% more stats on them, which means I don't need as many extracts. So I shall show this again slightly slower. The two Mothmen attack. Metallia comes out, Pram comes out, Christo comes out, Professor comes out, Professor buffs everyone. They die. They're in rank mode. Now Metallia's at 30 million int, Christo's at 30 million int, and Pram's is only at 23 million because her only buffs, her only boosts to int are from the stat buff and being giant. Metallia's actually not getting the stat buff from being giant here because Shaking Excitement plus the stat buff are capping how much her stats can be increased anyway, or at least her int. And Christo, again, he's only getting a partial boost from being giant because being giant has a 30% boost and he's got 80% from evilities. That would be 110%, but with the 100% from the buff, you can only get 200% total anyway, so 10% of that's going to waste. Anyway, Metallia captures everyone, 305% attack boost, 36% damage boost, and as soon as that happens, Metallia's int drops to 23 million because there's only one enemy left on the map. And then I just end the turn. See, before I do that, so only enemy left on the map is the boss. I end turn, Pram snipes her. There we go. I go over to the interrogation NPC, interrogate. Their SP is at half its normal amount because of Metallia's mental pain. So I only have to do special interrogation a couple of times. They're fully interrogated. I extract them all. And that's what I get. Now, if I want to combine the extracts, there's condensed magic extract, which will take all the extracts in your inventory and combine them together. I won't do that right now, but that's what you would do. Units can get a total of 10 million in each stat except HP from extracts. However, the stats on the extract itself cap at just below 10 million, so what you'd ideally do is get an almost 10 million extract by combining and then make an extra one. The extra one wouldn't even need that many stats on it. Now, something important to note is that you don't have to use an extract on one unit at a time. We've got a maid here with cannon for an arm that allows you to use items from further away, and more importantly, licensed caregiver causes items that would hit only one target to instead hit 5 targets in a cross shape, which I will demonstrate in a minute. I'm not actually going to use the extract here, but I will show how you'd go about it. So let's send out just 5 units. And so this is trying to use it in a cross-shaped area. So if I were to use this now, all 5 units would gain the extract boost. So if you want to get the most out of your extracts, that's important to know. Anyway, so this setup is enough to farm the Carnage Asagis on 20-star enemy strength. However, if you want to refine it a bit more, there are ways of doing it. As I said, this is intended to not require Metallia or Pram to already have any extracts, and it's also intended to not require abilities that are random character world rewards. But if you want to refine this a bit, Shaking Excitement is 4 slots. You could instead use Taste of Victory for 1 slot, which is a 1% stat boost per time you've cleared the map. So clear the map 100 times, that's all 100% stats in 1 slot. This would free up 3 slots, which could be used for something like Blizzard Boost, which is 30% more water damage for 3 slots. And likewise, Pram could replace her Cold Blessing with Taste of Victory, or she could even replace it with Unstable Power, which is 1 slot, 50% stats on turn 1, and then any turn after that it's 20% less each turn until it starts going negative. This is supposed to win in 1 turn anyway, so if you have Unstable Power, you could use that instead, or if you have Taste of Victory and a lot of clears of the map, you could use that. Also, neither Metallia nor Pram have their 3rd extra unique ability slot. Metallia could use something like a Magic Bundle for 30% more attack at the cost of more SP usage, except her overlay doesn't use SP anyway, but it still works with it. Pram would probably want Bushido, which is 50% more damage to single targets. This would really be overkill, but as you've seen, this setup is sufficient anyway, but if you want to refine it more, you can. And if you did, you wouldn't necessarily need you wouldn't need as high stats on Christo. So, yes, that's the setup. I hope this has been informative, and thank you for watching.